Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show.
Hello, hello, hello.
Thank you for coming. And y'all know I can't sing.
Please,
Let me stop
girl,
acting goofy.
girl, if I could sing, oh my goodness, y'all would be sick to death of me. I would
Oh,
sing
no,
all the
no,
time.
no.
I got the moves and
They
everything. I
said we
just
don't have
can't.
no sound. Y'all can't hear us?
I
Oh
don't know,
no.
but
All right.
that was
Well, we
when we
were
first
really
started.
quiet at the beginning, so
Their
maybe they
sound.
thought,
Marty, can you hear us now? I think when he saw our pictures come up, we hadn't started talking yet. That's why.
yeah, because we were quiet for quite a bit at the beginning, and then Cindy crashed the silence with her singing.
You know, what I think I'm gonna do is get one of my Christopher songs that's not like real bad at the beginning, the beat and stuff, and maybe play a little bit of that. Hey, Coleman, baby,
We've been
Or I'm
talking
gonna
about
get
that.
Kelsey to do it. First one to do it wins. I'm challenging you.
and then play that, and because he's got to pay for studio time and stuff. I told him I don't have the money to pay for studio time.
It's expensive.
Hey, kings and queens. Welcome to
Hey,
the show
Chrissy.
today. We got an interesting show today, y'all. We have an
Yeah,
interesting show today. So
yeah.
welcome everybody to come on and come in the chat room and make sure y'all hit that thumbs up.
Hey, Jennifer,
Hey Jennifer, hey Coleman, hey Marty.
she's our loyal one.
Oh Jennifer,
Yeah,
most definitely. I love me some Jennifer. I love it, some Jennifer. Okay, y'all. So y'all know we doing every other week now. So like we said before, we might have some news that might not be so fresh, but because we doing every other week, we're going to be talking about some stories that we might have found a week ago, or days before, some stuff that might not even be talked about no more. But guess what? You guys have not heard our perspective on it. Y'all ain't hear us talk
right.
about it. So what we gonna do? We gonna talk about it, and we gonna start this thing off and just give our. And we always like to begin our show with saying a rest in peace to somebody that may have lost their life, and give our condolences to the family before we even move on into any celebrity news, gossip, and things like that. So we gonna kick this thing off with mentioning Lil Durk brother. As you guys know, he passed away, and he go by the name of D Thang in Chicago, but his name is actually Dante Banks Jr. He passed away. He was shot in the head at a Chicago nightclub. So we want to give our condolences to the family,
Yes.
Dante Banks Jr. as well as Lil Durk. And it's such a sad story, and especially anything really surrounding Lil Durk, because for me, just watching his career, it seemed like he haven't had it easy with losing loved ones and people that's close to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's had a lot of tragedy.
He's had a lot of tragedy. Exactly. So this is just another sad story. So that's all I really have to say as far as this story right here.
Yeah.
You
A
know.
lot of people are saying it's Little Dirk's fault because he keeps making songs talking about smoking on his ops, smoking like I don't know how him and King Von were, but I'll use that as an example. He will make a song talking about smoking on King Von pack, you know, disrespectful in a lot of his music. He really goes after the ops dead friends or members or whatever, and they think that this was because of Little Dirk that he got shot, but somebody else in the article I was reading said it had nothing to do with Little Dirk, that he had gotten into an argument in the club, and that's where it came from, because they were like, if you look at it, he's been doing shows like whatever he was doing, he's been doing it for years without any problems. And then Lil Durk comes out with the songs about talking about smoking on somebody's pack. I don't listen to him, so I didn't find out which person he was talking about this time. But it was right after he released the song, from what I understand. And then his brother gets killed. And they're, saying that he's leaving all his loved ones and friends out there in the open to get killed. And he's kind of like you know, under the
I
radar.
mean, I don't. I get that he may be antagonizing people, or doing bravado like all the rappers do. They all talk about stuff that they don't have, and doing things that they don't really do, and having property that they don't really have. So I get that he may aggravate or agitate people, but to put the fact that someone decides to pick up a gun and shoot somebody else based on something that he says, if he was actually doing these things, and apparently, he isn't really like this big, bad ass or anything. So I think it's bad to put that on him because he's an entertainer. This is what they do. And if somebody decides to pick up a gun and kill another person, it shouldn't be because of something that somebody said. And if it is, it's the person that shot. It's their fault. It's not the person that talked fault.
Yeah, it's all disheartening. All of it is just really sad. The rate that our people are killing our people is ridiculous. And I think I was talking to you, Danita, I don't remember, but I was talking to somebody and they were saying, why would they want to stop the murders and stuff? Because they make money off of it. The funeral homes get paid. The cops with the overtime, so called doing investigations, get paid. The prisons get paid. The courts get paid. So why stop it? They have the ability to slow it down a lot more than the efforts that they're putting into it right now. In my head.
So, do you think that these labels will give, let's say, a gangster or a gang banger a record deal to carry out the agenda? Or do y'all think that maybe they don't give out record deals to gangsters and stuff because they see them more as a liability?
Well, here's the thing. That kind of thing sells. But as you mentioned, the record company doesn't want to deal with that kind of reality. So they do get the, creative arts high school kid and give them some controversial lyrics and turn them into what actually sells, which is why a lot of times, these kids aren't prepared for the life that brings them into. Hip hop is not just about rapping. It's a culture, and there's a code with it, and there are rules and there are regulations. And, if you don't know the streets, I'm doing air quotes, and you try to rap about it, you better be about it because there's somebody out there that's going to use that code to step to you. And if you're this suburban little nerdy kid who's just been reading something off the page, you're not ready for that.
If you Malibu's most wanted, it ain't for you. And that was well said, Danita. And we're gonna go ahead and move it along. That was really, really well said. I really do.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, that was really well said.
Thanks, Jill.
Yeah, because hip hop is definitely a culture. It's more than just music, and that's what people fail to realize. So yeah, and we have a little short clip that we're going to get ready to show you guys. I don't know if a lot of you guys have watched this. But we have been anticipating the release of this documentary that Nick kind of has been talking about doing for a while now. This documentary is supposed to actually speak on Dr. Sebi and the things that Dr. Sebi had been practicing, and Nipsey Hussle, who was actually going to release a book about Dr. Sebi and Dr. Sebi, I'm sorry, and all of that. So we're going to show this little clip, which is a trailer to the documentary that's coming out, and we're going to speak on it. So while I pull it up, I'll let you guys go ahead and chat, and we're going to go ahead and get ready to watch it. Only a 3-minute trailer, y'all, so stick around. It's really good, especially if y'all haven't seen it. Let me pull this up.
I am really excited about this documentary. I
I'm
can't
so
wait.
excited about it. I cannot wait to see this documentary. I was everybody I shared this with, I told them like I cannot wait to see this.
I'm just a talking on mute. Lord have mercy.
It happens, baby. It happens.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, can y'all see the screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
Let go.
World. Look at all these tweets. Please watch over, protect Nick if he gonna take over where Nipsey left off.
He offered cures for incurable diseases. He offered hope and life to those about to die.
What they will do with AIDS is the same thing they do with everything else. They will figure out a way for you to live with.
This is how the healthcare hustle works. We bring you in, you're sick, we start you on treatment protocols that are many times more toxic than what we're treating you for.
It's just mind-numbing to see how we can allow people like this to come among us, poison us, and then live comfortable lives.
He's an immigrant from Honduras who never went to school, college, or medical school. Yet the man known as Dr. Sebi claims to have found a cure for several life-threatening diseases, including AIDS. Too good to be true? Well, you be the judge.
He made black people question the information that they were getting from their very own medical doctors.
We have been misled not only by the foreigners that are not part of our race, but we were also hoodwinked by our brothers that was trained by those people.
Dr. Sebi did not have to go through university systems once he realized that the knowledge was all around him, that he was walking over medicine.
All right, so we're here at TASO, the AIDS support organization in Uganda, trying to get some answers.
When I told my mama that I had cured my 13 AIDS patient, she said, they're gonna make you.
Today, a Brooklyn man who masqueraded as a doctor has been arrested by the state attorney general.
Can you cure AIDS?
I have cured it many times, sir, and I can cure AIDS again and again.
AIDS has been cured by the Usha Herbal Research Institute.
So if Sebi or the Usha Research Institute cure AIDS, who cure AIDS? The black race or Sebi? It is the black race.
Dr. Sebi had brought so many levels of healing to our community. He, like many other could have surely been a target of powers that be.
There is a group of people who do not want everyone to be here.
We have cures for a lot of things, but that's not what keeps America going.
So who's the real problem here? Is it Sebi or is it some pharmaceutical company that is willing to exploit us?
This man has not objectively shown what he does. I would say he either deserves a Nobel Prize or a term in jail, and I vote for the latter.
So when I found out about Sebi, and it's about his case. You know, niggas just tweet me, Hustle, be careful, man. Your plane gonna go down. I say, you better ride.
Anybody watching this, I want people to take Nipsey's lessons. So I don't want none of us to be afraid.
Anything that interferes with their omnipotent need to own and control everything is a danger and will be eliminated.
Girl, they about to tell the truth and shame the devil.
Are y'all looking forward to that? Drop me a 1 if y'all looking forward to that. Anybody that's looking forward to that, drop a 1. I cannot wait till that documentary come out. Like, I am going to literally be sitting down with my snacks. I mean, just
right.
Tell you, I cannot wait till that documentary, and it's long overdue. It's really long overdue because I don't know if it's just me. But and I'm just gonna kind of kick things off with kind of my thoughts on this, but I feel like it's long overdue because when I hear of Dr. Sebi and his practices and the things that he has done, okay, what made me really believe that there's some truth to it is the fact that every time somebody speak this man's name publicly and what he have done, they are eliminated.
Yeah.
They are eliminated.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you, and I said, for me, this goes back to now, and this is just my theory. Okay, let me go ahead and put that disclaimer out there, just my perspective, my theory. For me, this goes back to the left eye.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say that.
Left Eye.
And Michael Jackson.
Yes, Left Eye's mysterious death. You know, her getting killed in Honduras and her going back and forth to see Dr. Sebi and speaking on it publicly in the United States when she was doing interviews and speaking on him publicly. To me, it's like whenever they speak on this man or turn some kind of attention to him, that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
so what you said about
Michael Jackson and Left Eye were making we're gonna make a documentary about him.
Yep.
And I think Whitney Houston was gonna do like a TV kind of thing or whatever. And y'all know I'm not into conspiracy theories, but that really is a lot of dead people attached to Dr. Sebi and a documentary.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And also another thing that I think about too, because I do believe that the elite have secret, not believe this, I know, okay, that the elite have secret information. Let's say that they don't share with the public. They have private information that they just do not want to be public knowledge. Okay.
Yes.
And so it wouldn't be a big shocker to me if they all knew that there was this man in Honduras, a black man on top of that, who knew how to cure these so-called incurable diseases naturally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like this.
Yeah, that's why they ran him out the country.
Want the public to know.
Yeah.
It would not be a surprise to me if Magic Johnson, who came out with HIV, who supposed to have HIV, was cured years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, there was some rumor that he had actually been cured by Dr. Sebi, but didn't want to tell anybody for some reason.
Didn't want, Danita. I think it was could not.
Wow. Yeah.
I think he could not make it public information. I believe Magic Johnson was cured. And then and this is another thing, when I watched the documentary, it made me think of Magic Johnson. Think about it. If you are wealthy and you have a so-called incurable disease that's going to eventually lead to death, would you not seek out the one person who is rumored amongst the elite that knows how to cure you? Would
Absolutely.
you one person out? And that's just like catching a flight overnight.
Right. And I would seek out everybody. Yeah, I would try everything. If you have enough money, you can try anything.
Anything and everything.
Anything. Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that Magic Johnson would not at least try this when it's just a natural remedy is really hard to swallow. I can't believe he didn't do it. I can't believe it.
I couldn't believe he wouldn't. I couldn't believe he definitely wouldn't try it. But I believe that was not supposed to be made public knowledge. So him having HIV was public knowledge, but the fact that he was cured from it, because I believe he was cured from it. If you look at that man today, he looked more healthy than a person that was never diagnosed with HIV. Okay, that man looks healthy. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, he could have been cured years ago, but that part of his life right there remained private.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I definitely agree with Jennifer and the person that was in the video saying that the pharmaceutical companies, they're the ones that are fighting it, as well as the government, because if the pharmaceutical companies make money, then that means that the government's going to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. Can you imagine?
It's all one big industry. It's all one, and they all link together.
Exactly.
Yeah, because if you think about the fact that if you cure cancer, now all the people that are doing research are out of a job. The American Cancer Society, all the children's hospitals that are dedicated to cancer, and especially if it's something that Dr. Sebi is saying you can grow in your backyard, they definitely do not want anyone to know about that. And that
because they want to knock us off, Didi. They want us dead. They want to knock us off.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I always found it strange that something like cancer, okay, and then you go through chemo, and those that go through chemo is supposed to make you better, right? Or at least it's supposed to extend your time, right?
Yeah, but the problem is it's poison.
Yeah, like so it's like I kind of feel like instead of giving us something to actually help the situation, they give us something to kind of to speed it up. You get what I'm saying? Like to speed it up, because my cousin was diagnosed with cancer, and he was like maybe 35 when he was diagnosed. And maybe 3 months later, when he was diagnosed, he started his chemo immediately. He only lasted for maybe like 3 months after he was diagnosed.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
3 to 5 months, and my cousin passed away. Made me wonder, had I not even, of course we think about, what could I have done different, when your loved one passed away, but made me think like, dang, had I had a researched a little bit harder, or just tried a little bit harder to not really take medicine's word or the doctor's word, but you know what I'm saying? Like found.
Well, the thing is, Malika, though, what else can you do? Because when you go to the hospital, you expect that they are going to take care of that loved one and only treat them in a way that will help them. First, do no harm, But what ends up happening is the treatment ends up being worse than the disease. Because with the chemo, now you got nausea. So now you got to take something for nausea.
Yep.
Now you can't sleep. So you got to take something so you can sleep.
There
Now,
you
you're frantic and anxiety. So now they got to give you something for that. I mean, to me, the treatment ends up being much worse than the actual disease. So if I had an opportunity to take something that Dr. Sebi was giving that was all natural, I would definitely go there first. But see, that's the fear, So when you go here, we have doctors, and we just trust. We just trust that they're going to do the right thing, and that's not always the case.
Right. And everything that we need to be healed and to be well is God put it here on earth. Because there were things, I mean, a lot of people did die back in the day from different things. But nowadays, there's so much out there that cured by the things of the earth that God put there, because people got healed, people like with cuts and stuff. We put a Band-Aid on it. Back in the day, they put Vaseline on it to stop the bleeding. Back in the day, they used aloe vera plants to do things, and we've come away from that and start just doing whatever the doctors tell us to do.
Yeah,
And I'm scared. I've got faith. I've got faith, but I to not take my anti-rejection medicine would be suicide, basically. And I'll be wanting to come off of a lot of my pills that I have to take, but it's so much that goes on with a kidney transplant and everything else I have going on.
Well, if you had access
I have a choice
to something
right
like
now.
Dr. Sebi, you could do that. You have to take what you have at your disposal. I really like what Fresh said about if you want to eat right and if you have access to it, deal with the Amish. The Amish are very, very similar in their eating habits and the way they grow their food as Africans. So the Amish are definitely a good source of produce and all of the things actually that people who believe and truly eat vegetables believe in. They're a really good source. Thanks, Fresh.
Yeah.
I wonder do anybody know how did Dr. Sebi and Nipsey Hussle relationship begin?
I don't think they had a relationship, did they? I think
that he was probably just going to interview him and just do a documentary on him to find out maybe if he could tell him how he cured AIDS and like what was the process. I think he was just going to like get to know him, interview him, and do the documentary because he had started it before he got killed. And then that brings to my mind, now, was he killed because of being a gang member or because the industry, he wasn't giving the industry money because he was basically solo label, he wouldn't get on a contract, or was it because of Dr. Sebi now?
That was going to be my next question.
Right.
And I would like to hear from you guys out there in the chat room. Do you guys think that Nipsey Hussle death has something to do or is linked to Dr. Sebi in any way, shape, or form? That's interesting. I would like to see how Nick kind of connect the dots or what he's going to expose.
Yeah.
In this documentary. I'm really looking forward to seeing this documentary. Because, a lot of times we so quick to call stuff, just write stuff off as conspiracy theory. That's what they want you to do.
Mm-hmm.
Really. Everything is not a conspiracy theory. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is what they want you to do. They want you to just write it off, But I don't know. When you listening to different people who mingle amongst the stars, I guess you can say, and you hearing people like Erykah Badu say out their own mouth, and you hearing people like Common say this out their own mouth, it must be behind it, So another reason why I'm really looking forward to it, to hear what the celebrities got to say.
Yeah. I hope he can finish it, and I pray to God that he stays safe. God, cover him with your blood, because this is something that needs to be. This is something that needs to come out.
Yeah, the
Yesterday.
exposure that he's had about doing it and everything, I think is probably a little cloak of protection for him because everybody knows he's doing it. And now if something ends up happening to him, it's going to be a problem. So
Right.
I think that that'll be a benefit to him.
Yeah, we hope so. Well, we definitely praying that this documentary comes out. And you guys, when the documentary get released, we are definitely going to come back around to this subject and talk about it. Maybe even watch it here if it's not too long.
Yeah.
So I can't wait for that. All right, so next up, the Mary J. Blige story. Cynthia, do you want to start up first, or you wanted me to pull up the article on it?
I got to look some notes that I got from the article.
Okay.
So one of our viewers, and she's here, so if you don't mind me saying your name, I will give you credit because this is one of our viewers' requests. Like we tell you to email us if you have a subject or something you want us to cover. She got in touch with me because we're friends off of YouTube as well. We don't talk about YouTube a lot. But anyway, Death Row singer Danny Boy, then 24 years, said that Mary J. Blige called Suge Knight and requested that he send the 15-year-old to her hotel room. He claims she enticed him into sex and they carried on inappropriate relationships for many months. You can find the interview of the boy on YouTube, and it's the channel The Art of Dialogue. And the subject that my person told me wanted to know is they wanted us to discuss. Sorry, y'all. Why do people look at men and women different when it comes to having sex with a younger person? Like if, say, a teenage boy has sex with a teacher, she's not looked at as somebody, a male teacher having sex with a female student. So why is there such a difference in how they treat the the difference between how they treat men and women when it comes to that subject?
Okay, so the 15-year-old was a singer. He was a part of the Death Row label, not Death Row, Bad Boys label.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I heard his name, Danny Boy. I think I heard that name before. So he just came out and said that Mary J. Blige used to molest him, or they had some kind of sexual relationship going on when he was 15 years old. Did he come out with any receipts? And I'm just asking, not saying I don't believe. I'm just asking because I like to pull up some receipts or just know what did he have, what all did he put out there to kind of corroborate.
Yeah, I agree. I want to know, did he report it at the time? Because it's kind of sounding like, was an affair, which is impossible because he was underage. But I mean, was this something that was going on over time? Did it happen one time? Did he report it? And why is he telling now?
What made him go to social media with it now, too? I guess that's a question that we want to know, too.
Yeah.
Cindy?
I'm sorry. You know what happens every time every time, I don't know. Every time we have a show, my baby boy comes in and this gets me all off track. Give me 1 second. I am so sorry, y'all.
Okay, so her question.
I think, but I do think that men and women are treated differently, regardless of what the outcome of this is. They definitely are. Like you said, a teacher that sleeps with with a student makes him a stud and makes her a hot teacher in school. But if a man did that, he's a predator. So I definitely think there are biases in how they're treated.
Yeah, there's definitely double standards. I have to agree with y'all. When it comes to that, it's kind of like you said, when a younger guy get an older woman, it's like he kind of prays. You know what I'm saying, for getting a sugar mama or having an older woman. Right. And nobody is really looking at the woman. Like, why are you even with this young man? This man is 20 years younger than you, or you know what I'm saying? Nobody's even looking at her. They really just praising him for even being
and calling her a cougar and like, ooh, good for you for getting the young guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your question? I'm sorry.
No, I was just wondering. Before I moved into your question, I was wondering what all did he release any type of receipts behind this, or did he say what made him decide to come out with this story? And I didn't really get down to really reading the story, so we got the article right here. But I was wondering.
I got a little way down, but I wanted to look at the interview on YouTube, but I didn't even get a chance to do that.
So did he report it at the time, Cindy, and was it continuous? I think that's what we were trying to find out. Was it a one-time thing?
No, he said it was for a few months.
Reported?
Yeah, it says right here. It says right here, Mary allegedly enticed him into having sex. He said it was. He claimed it was more than once.
Wow.
So that they actually had sex, and he was only 15 years old. And at this time, she would have been, I would assume, like in her late 20s. Because this article doesn't say how old she would have been. 24?
She was 24.
Oh, okay. So he was 15, she was 24.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering, where is this going to go? Oh, she was 25, actually.
25, okay.
Yeah. So I'm actually wondering, where is this? Oh, no, you're right. She was 24 at the time. Okay, I wonder how far is this going to go? Like, it's going to go T.I. far? Is some more people going to come out and say Mary molested them?
Right. That seems to be the trend. And when
it seems to be the trend. I'm just wondering.
I'm saying no, when I said it's a trend, it's like when one person says something, then everybody else comes out and tells their story. Not saying that they're lying, but the person might be the one that gives them the courage to go ahead and talk about it. And I forgot what I was going to say. I need to stop looking at the chat.
Well, here's my.
Let me ask y'all this real quick, because Coleman just said he's 50 now. I think she meant she's 50 now and he's 43. So let me ask you a question. Would it be a difference if they were older, or is it just the fact that he was a minor?
The fact that he was a minor, in my opinion.
That's what I think.
Right. So the age difference is not that's not what we said. The age difference is not a factor. It's just the fact that he was a minor.
Right.
So even if
in my estimation, yeah.
Okay, if he would have been 17 or 18.
Way better.
18.
Huh?
18.
Way better. Yeah. Yeah, 18. Yeah.
Because 18, he's illegal.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, that makes her a pedophile.
Exactly.
Absolutely right.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely right.
They don't call females pedophiles, but they are quick to call a man a pedophile.
Right.
An old dirty old man and stuff like that.
How many of y'all believe Mary J. Blige molested this young boy? And you know the crazy thing about it is, for some of these people, they've managed to keep a clean record. We've never heard anything about negative about these people. It's like until they get into the stage of they could be retired. Do y'all get what I'm saying? It's like The whole time, for instance, the whole time, Bill Cosby, Mary J. Blige, just certain people, okay? The whole time they signed, they doing their job, they working, we see them on TV. It's like they managed to keep a clean record, like they fly under the radar. We don't hear no scandals, nothing. And it's like once they get to the point of where they can sit back and retire and maybe purchase the dang on network or purchase a whole dang on record label, now all of a sudden, all of these stuff that they did back when they was 17, 18, back when they first signed to the, now all of this stuff coming out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by trend. Like it's like it's irritating me.
Yeah,
It's
see,
really,
I
really
feel
irritating.
like I have a kind of a controversial view, I think, on it. Usually I tell y'all, don't email me, don't write. This time, yeah, I mean what I'm saying, so send me the emails. I think it should be hard to prove that someone molested you. Harder than it is now. Because the fact that somebody can just say it happened and then your whole life is ruined and your whole career is over and nobody knows, it's almost like better 10 guilty people go free than one innocent person go to jail. I just feel like it's too easy now to say it and then the person's life is ruined and then it kind of goes off into obscurity and they never work again. They never, you know, there are spiteful people out there that will do these nasty things to people. So I think it should be just a little, I think the name should remain secret until they're ready to arrest, say, for example, arrest Mary J. Blige. Nobody's name should be able to be public until they've decided a crime has been committed. And then fine, go ahead and tell everybody.
But now we got social media, Diddy. Everybody quit to run the social media.
Right.
The victims running the social media before they run into the police.
The police station, yeah.
Right.
And I agree with Coleman. She was drinking and drugging at the time, and he was probably doing it, and he was doing the same.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then why do we have to even bring?
I'm sorry, he was some D. I don't know if he was drinking and drugging. I misunderstood, but
she probably was saying that Mary J. Blige was probably drinking and on drugs. She had a alcohol addiction.
Right.
And that definitely was during the time that she was struggling with that for sure.
It seemed like clout to me. It seemed like clout to me because the stuff whatever you did back in the day, okay, if you ain't have me caught on tape, okay, if you ain't got no proof, whatever, then that stuff to me, if you ask me, is dead. It's buried. It's buried under there with the bones, and I probably won't see it again until I die.
Well, I want to know where his management was and where his parents were and who was this person that was bringing him to her every time she called or whatever. Yeah. So who are these people? Where are your parents? Where is his manager? Where are these people that could either verify or deny that this happened? Because either it did happen and you didn't do your job, or it's a lie and you're covering it up now. Pick a side.
But look at how all these years people come out after somebody says whatever they say, and people bring up stuff that happened, like say the TV series with Cosby Show and stuff like that. People are seeing things, hearing things, but nobody is saying anything at all because that's their money train. They don't want to get kicked off the show or whatever, so they will allow these people to do whatever they want to do, basically, because you're afraid that you're not going to eat tomorrow.
Okay, well, that's fine. But then you've made a decision to commit a crime. You have
absolutely.
You've made that decision. So you're culpable for that. Regardless of the reasons, I get it. There's always a very, very good reason why somebody who has been sexually molested, why they don't tell, or why a rape victim doesn't tell. There's lots of valid reasons. But once you decide not to tell, you've made that choice. Whatever the other side of that was more important than whatever you were afraid of by coming forward. So coming forward 15, 20, 25 years later, it should be harder for you to prove that it happened. It should be hard.
I don't know. I'm really like, it's really hard for me to see that this 15-year-old boy was actually timid and afraid because he screwed Mary J. Blige, the famous singer.
And like Kim said, the 15-year-old boy would have told his friends.
I think, I definitely think.
Oh, good
and
point.
Then, especially being a part of a label, like somebody said, I don't know if it's Death Row, Bad Boy, whatever. A part of a major label like that, I'm pretty sure he didn't sing all type of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Being a part of a major label, he was not. I don't see him as being a victim. I can't say that. I'll take that back, because if the man was a victim, the man was a victim. So I definitely can't say that he wasn't a victim. But what I'm saying is, like, it's hard for me to really grasp that concept that he was, real timid and really going through.
And that it was kept secret for that long.
And he kept it secret for years because he was really afraid to let people know he screwed Mary. While she was
that's my thing with the Cosby thing too. You're telling me that in 1966 you were scared to say that a black man raped you? I don't care who the black man is. So you didn't go to the police because you were afraid to say that a black man raped you? If a black man whistled at a white woman back then, they were lynched. So it's hard. I'm just saying you made a choice at that time.
Yeah, and I didn't actually hear the clip. I just found out reading this article that he actually mentioned her on a YouTube channel during the interview, a YouTube interview. This is why I say it was all about clout, because as Coleman Baby said, he spoke on it as if he was proud of what he did.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's not like, okay, I'm ready to expose a deep, dark secret or something I've been dealing with, and I've been afraid to bring this out for years. No, it's like he really wanted to get some clout real quick, because nobody know who the hell Danny Boy is for real today.
Yeah.
Today.
The problem is, though, he might be proud of it and he might not feel like a victim. But the point is that because he said that, he's accusing Mary J. Blige of a crime. And that's not going to go. The police aren't going to go, oh, no, he's all right. He ain't mad about it, so we're not going to do anything. He's saying that she committed a crime. They're going to have to do something.
And he's publicly stating that she committed a crime. That's horrible. But at the end of the day, if it was just me and you, no cameras, no phone, no nothing, then it's my word against yours, Danny Boy. Anyway, moving along. My word against yours, old Danny Boy.
Y'all don't hear me.
Daddy Boy better go ahead on somewhere. Trying to bring up some old stuff, but they got not a receipt, not a bit of proof, whatever. Right. And but you know what? And now I do feel like this could possibly start a trend, like you said, and different. Now we got different people coming out, and if this was something that she was doing in the dark, then hell, let it come to the light. Of course, I'm all
absolutely.
For it. But at the same time, we just been seeing so much of this, y'all, a pattern of this, and it just seemed like when they get to a place to where they can retire, to where they can relax, they have made so much money, they have built a legacy. It's like now all of a sudden, let's destroy their legacy. Let's bring it all down. Let's, all the secret stuff they did back in the day, the little stuff nobody know about, but we knew about, let's bring that to surface. Let's go digging up some of their old flings, and it just we've been seeing a lot of it lately, and I'm just like I'm sick of it.
Fresh is so silly.
Fresh said, Fresh going to tell the truth. It's about that money, or how they say it now, the bag.
The bag.
The bag. And clout, because clouts bring the bag. You know what I'm saying? People get clout off of somebody else's name. The clout attracts attention. Attention attracts the bag.
Right, because people want to interview you. You charge for an interview.
Yeah, and that's all it is. And then more people stepping up, more so-called victims stepping up, because, like you said, they want the bag.
Trying to get on the gravy train.
So we gonna keep an eye on this and see how this goes. And I would love to visit this story again, So cancel culture, we're gonna go to cancel culture. Since we already talked about the culture and the fact that we are all a part of it. If y'all wonder why we speak about Mary J. Blige and why we speak about certain celebrities, this is all a part of the culture that we are in and we are part of.
That's right.
So they want to cancel the culture. We're going to speak about canceling culture. And if you guys don't know exactly what canceling culture is, Didi is going to kind of give us a breakdown on canceling culture. We're going to watch a little video clip about canceling the culture and give our commentary on it. So I'm going to go ahead and mute up and let Didi take over.
Thank you. So, cancel culture is, in the simplest way to say it, is if somebody says something that people perceive as being bad, then they boycott their products, they stop going to see them, or don't buy their records, or whatever will take away income from that person. So the question is, should a person, be able to say what they want and express their beliefs and not be punished for it by the people that are their customers or their viewing audience or whatever. So the next video is Obama talking about.
Hold on, Didi.
Okay.
Yeah, because somebody might have some questions. That somebody might be me. So.
Okay.
So it's canceling culture. Is that kind of like you know how they call it blackballing in Hollywood? Is that the same as blackballing a person?
Right. Exactly. So take Roseanne, for example. She put out that tweet that said, Muslim Brotherhood meets Planet of the Apes, and she was talking about Obama's. She's chief of staff. Anyway, black lady that worked for Obama. So because she put that tweet out, she was kicked off her show was canceled. She couldn't get any gigs. She couldn't work. So she basically was blackballed because she voiced her opinion. Now, it's gotten to a point where some people think we're being too sensitive, and it's gotten to be too much. And that's kind of what Obama talks about in the video.
Okay, and we know a lot of, before we play this video real quick, celebrities that have been blackballed or like they said, the canceling culture thing. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because they simply voiced their views about something. Now, let me make sure I say this the right way. A way of blackballing somebody, okay, is basically just withdrawing your support from that person. And a lot of what these elite people do too, to even get, everybody to turn on a favorite celebrity, is put out lies, defamation, defaming type
agenda,
of
right?
Agenda, yeah. And we see a lot of that. And sometimes we might see, okay, for instance, and now I'm gonna use this just for an example. I'm not saying this is what's going on here. I'm using it for an example. Okay. Let me just get that out. Okay, so for example, just before the whole T.I. and Tiny, I'm gonna call it a scandal. Okay, Atlanta scandal popped off. Just before that, T.I. did a live. And I didn't know about this prior to this scandal, but of course, it resurfaced on social media. But T.I. allegedly did a live on social media, and he was pretty much talking about his new profound enlightenment on him being a Hebrew Israelite and following Yahweh and turning away from evil, and the reason why he never really wanted to go into Christianity because of the fakeness of the facade that Christianity puts on, but him feeling like he had really discovered his deep Israelite Hebrew genes, or I don't know what's called it. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't get it twisted. I didn't actually watch it. Okay. And this is what I heard. So a lot of people were saying because of that live that he did, and really and one thing that we do know, that the celebrities cannot really attack the Jewish community because they pretty much run every doggone thing. Okay,
Mhm.
and calling himself the real Hebrew Jew. See what I'm saying?
Oh
So
Lord.
yeah, so when I actually read that and people were saying, okay, and now all of a sudden this scandal thing pop up, okay, and it was the scandal thing that pretty much turned all his fans away, right?
Right.
So yeah, that's a way of canceling culture, right? Diddy,
Yeah,
I mean, if it
exactly
was,
like that. Exactly like that. And exactly, ironically, what happened to Nick Cannon when he voiced some views that were similar to that, and they fired him from America's
yes,
Got Talent. And
and you
uh,
know, it was pretty much the same thing because I think he was
right,
talking about Hebrew Israelite.
right, right, right. Yeah, same thing happened to him. I mean, it happened to a lot of people. The thing is, Nick Cannon basically licked boots, and no shade to him. I'm saying I would have done the exact same thing. I'm just saying the way that he got back all his jobs were basically to lick boots and say that he's investigated it and he didn't mean what he said when he said what he said, and and then they say, okay, he's apologized and moving on.
Mhm.
But what um
See, is that
I,
free? But to see, how can you go into a job or into a career knowing that you don't have freedom? Knowing that you don't have freedom. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you could be
yeah,
canceled at any time. You could be
yeah,
destroyed, and your whole everything that you work for can be taken away from you at any time.
At the
right,
blink of an eye.
right, right.
You can't
And in
speak
this
your
case,
mind.
based on something that you said, something that you believe, something that feel, some kind of way about. And now you have to suppress that, or you have to give up your career or your family or your friends, or, you know. So the question that I pose to everybody today is, how far is too far? And then after the video, I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel. And I think you're going to be surprised by which side I end up on this issue.
Okay, well, as far as the video is only 9 minutes long. So I'm thinking that we may go ahead and watch it.
No, no. We just go to 15 seconds and then you stop at 53 seconds. As soon as Obama stops talking, you can press stop.
Okay, so go to 15 seconds.
Yep.
Okay. All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and watch this quick clip and stop it at when Obama stopped talking.
There you go.
Gotcha. All right.
I think that a lot of the dangers of cancel culture and, we're just going to be condemning people all the time. At least among my daughters, that they'll acknowledge that sometimes among their peer group or in college campuses, you'll see folks going overboard. But they have a pretty good sense of look, we don't expect everybody to be perfect. We don't expect everybody to be politically correct all the time, but we are going to call out institutions or individuals if they are being cruel, if they are, discriminating against people. We do want to raise awareness.
Well, Anna, where do you stand?
Okay. So this is my issue with the cancel culture. I agree with everything he said. People should be able to express themselves. People should be able to believe what they want and be able to talk about what they believe without somebody being offended enough to impact their lives. I feel like if I buy a ticket to see Jay-Z, right? As soon as he's done performing, I've got my money's worth. He doesn't owe me anything else after that. I don't get a look into his life. He doesn't have to change who he is. I got what I wanted from him. After that, I don't care what he does or what he says. That's for other people to decide. If later on I find out that he is somebody that I don't approve of, then I just don't buy the ticket the next time. I don't think that people should be censored. And there's a German poet that wrote a poem one time, and he said, first they came for the communists, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't a communist. Then they came for the Jews, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a Jew. Then they came for the Catholics, and I didn't speak up because I'm a Protestant. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak up for me.
Wow.
At some point, you got to stand up and say no. You listen. You're. It's okay for you to believe that. I'm just not going to buy your soap, or I'm not going to watch your movie, or I'm not. But I'm not saying that nobody should be able to. That everybody should stop watching your movies and stop, using your soap. So even as a Black person, I struggle with it because of course, I don't like racist jokes, but as a comedian, and I say that lightly, I feel like you should be able to express anything. I cannot think of anything that is off limits for a comedian. I could make you laugh about the most egregious subject. If that offends you, don't buy a ticket to my show.
It's supposed to be like that. Cat Williams was blackballed as well.
Dave Chappelle, like Marty said.
Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, because when it comes to comedians, they are the ones that can really, I guess, what am I looking to say?
They can bring stuff to the light that normal people can't talk about.
There you go.
And they do it in a way that makes people laugh, so they don't really realize that they're getting some good information out.
And it should be a little bit uncomfortable. Trust me when I tell you, all comedy comes from pain. It definitely does. It's a way for you to take something that is usually horrible and lighten it up and make people laugh about it. And, it's a gift that God gave me that I appreciate. There is nothing better for me than to make somebody laugh. It's the best feeling in the world.
Yeah. I can see that.
Well, I don't understand why they so concerned about our culture. Shit. My whole thing is
because it's us.
Because they don't know our culture. They don't know who we be.
I'm saying, like, I just kind of feel like if it's not for you, it's not for you. You know what I'm saying? Normally, when they speak out, right? Normally, when they step outside the box and they speak out, because we didn't had our celebrities they didn't came from under that mad control and tried to speak out. I mean, during they shows, performances, they didn't try to speak out. And it's like when they do, they speak into their audience. They speak into their audience, all culture, all people. They're not speaking to everybody. They speaking to us. They trying to get their people to wake up. They speaking to their audience. Okay, so it's like, what difference do it make? It's still making you money. At the end of the day, they still are contracted to you for a lifetime. At the end of the day, what difference do it make?
Right.
If they try to wake their people up, if they tell their people, you know what I'm saying? Like, what difference do it make? If Prince want to talk about chemtrails or whatever the hell he want to talk about during his shows, what difference do it make? He's still your puppet.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. As long as you sing Purple Rain, I bet you won't care what he say. By the end of the night, if you get to hear Purple Rain, you won't give a hoot and nanny what he was talking about. Or you will care and you won't buy a ticket next time.
And most of the people, that stuff fly right over their head.
Yeah.
It flies right over their head. A lot of people and a lot of our people have no idea why Dave Chappelle is not with Comedy Central no more. I have no idea. And he did
now, Dave Chappelle took the courageous step of saying, okay, I see what's coming and I ain't doing it. I'm not gonna be that puppet. I'm not doing it. I'm out. 50 million, I don't care about $50 million. I'm out.
At this point, I feel like if our people want to do anything when it comes to the industry, I feel like our people should do it independently.
Absolutely.
Period. Like I'm all for team independently. I don't care if that means you gotta hustle till your skin break. Do not be a slave to nobody else. I would rather hustle and do it independently. And you know what I'm saying?
And then that way you have more freedom and you're not worried about having to be careful of what you say and where
Yeah,
you go and
Right,
having people
right.
look at you some
Exactly. You
type
don't
of
have to
way.
change who you are. Yeah.
now,
Exactly.
speaking on canceling culture, I don't know if this is an example of canceling culture, and I really don't even know the logistics to everything and the backstory to everything. But this is some information that came across my desk. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna look into it a little bit more, and hopefully we'll be able to bring y'all some more information, or maybe some stuff will come out if we just speak on it. But did y'all know that you cannot go online and download or pull up any Aaliyah music outside of her first album? So the only Aaliyah songs that you can play, and I'm talking about the artist, the singer Aaliyah from Detroit, One in a Million Aaliyah, you cannot pull up the song One in a Million. And if I'm wrong right now, go ahead and test me and let me know. Go ahead and your YouTube search and search in Aaliyah One in a Million and see if her original video, because remember she did videos and or whatever, and see if her original content, songs, and everything pull up. From my understanding, you cannot pull up any Aaliyah songs other than the songs from her first album. And remember, her first album was pretty much written and produced by R. Kelly, the entire album. So from my understanding, outside of that first album, you cannot go online and pull up any Aaliyah music. Now, why the hell is that? I have no idea. Okay, but it makes me kind of feel like they are really trying to erase a lot of our artists' history. And I did hear, some stuff about some legal things behind the scenes that was going on with her music. So it could be just something as simple as some legal stuff going on right now. But I've also heard some stuff that most of her music will basically be erased from history. If
That's
you know,
crazy.
so let me know what y'all think about that.
That sounds like a job for our resident researcher, Marty, who always knows the answer to everything. I would be very interested. That is insane if that is true. I have never ever heard of that happening to any other artist anywhere. I never heard of that.
Yeah, it's my first time as well.
Yeah, and my husband had when somebody was discussing that with us, we was putting some of her songs, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it now while we're on, and it did not pop up. Yeah.
You know, Jennifer, I said that if we put, and it sounds so easy, I don't know why it can't be done. Why we can't put our money into Black-owned businesses. Some things I understand. 'Cause I've tried to use some Black services, and it's like I got to call a white person. And I'm not racist. Disclaimer: we are not racist here at Queen's Roundtable. So please don't misunderstand what I'm saying and take it the wrong way. I don't discriminate in any way. But with certain things, just like with everything, you have good people and bad people. People that do a good job, people do a bad job. I can call a white person and they can do a crappy job. Call a Black person, they can do a better job, and vice versa. But my brain fog just kicked in, and I forgot why I started telling y'all that.
That you have, you want to use Black owned.
Oh yeah.
And
If we put our money, because if it wasn't the reason why they try to open the country up so bad is because the Caucasian people that own the businesses are losing their businesses and stopping losing a lot of money because we can't go out to shop. Us, meaning Black people. Because it's because of our money that keeps them going. If we would put our money and invest in our own people, the ones that are doing a good job, and take money out of their pockets, maybe things we can get some type of change. And like somebody said, if you were, I think Logic said it, if you take out, I think I've said it here before too, anyway, if you take out Black police brutality and just put police brutality, we could get a lot further because you put Black on it, it slows stuff down. There's white people out there to get their butts kicked by white cops as well. I don't know about the shootings because the media doesn't show that because they always want to show us in a bad light. so they don't show that part. But
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right to a certain extent. I feel like, you know, uh, well, they do. I guess they do show it equally to the amount that it happens. So, of course, there are more black people, killed, but there are more white people total. So I can see how that could be skewed, just a little bit. But I don't know. I think that if you want to make change, you have to be that change that you want to make. You have to be whatever you want the world to be. And then hopefully people looking at you will, catch on and want to be good too.
yeah, they say it starts with you. Look in the mirror if you want to change something. Look in the mirror. It starts with you.
That came from Michael Jackson, baby. Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson
Please
said,
don't
"Better
get
look
me
at the man
started.
here. If you want to make the world a better place, better look at yourself and make it."
Better make the change.
Best saying, girl.
Oh my
Best
God, don't
saying.
make me cry. Cindy will tell you I love Michael Jackson all
Yeah.
my life. I used to write Danita Parker Jackson on my papers in school, and none of my teachers would make me stop.
Yeah, we was I got some in-laws over here, and so my sister-in-law, she is like Team Prince. She is so in love with Prince. And so my 9-year-old son told her, he was like, because my sister's like in love with Prince, like, think she his wife, was his wife, Prince, And so my son was like, how could you be in love with that man? He gay. And so,
oh no.
She was like, wait a minute, baby, Prince is not gay. And so he pulled up a picture of Prince. He said, well, look at this, auntie. And Prince had a see-through shirt with his shoulder. So my sister was
Oh my God.
He was like, that's called the metrosexual. He a metrosexual. He is not gay. My son pulled up a picture with his booty out. He said, auntie.
Oh, that did not help the case at all. I'm
She
sure.
tried to prove that he wasn't gay. He would go on Google and pull up a picture of him.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Like, wait a minute, auntie. But see, it wasn't that he was coming off disrespectful. They were having, my son is a Michael Jackson. He loved Michael Jackson. And so he liked the, he liked the old Michael, like Billie Jean. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
They was having a little debate, who's better, Michael or Prince and stuff. And then she started going into I love Prince. And he was like, wait a minute, auntie, he gay. But I just thought that was crazy.
That's hysterical. That's the age-old question. What came first, the chicken or the egg? And who's better, Michael Jackson or Prince? I'm telling you, you
like
could
Michael
talk
Jordan
about that
and
all
LeBron
day.
James.
You could not tell my son Prince was not gay. You could not tell him that. He like, okay, whatever. You want to believe he wasn't? Okay. That's what they're auntie. Okay. If you want to believe he wasn't, okay.
Yeah, I agree with her. Just let me live in my ignorance.
Yeah.
Don't convince me of nothing. I don't want to know what I don't know. I like what I know right now. I don't want to know.
Right.
Oh, God, it was hilarious.
And Kim is right. She said that the media, where did it go? Oh, I forgot. I can't see it. I can't see her on YouTube. I see her on Streamlines.
I blame the media. They are the real problem. They perpetuate racism. That is absolutely true.
Yes.
Good for you, Kim. That is
100%.
absolutely right.
Yep.
But don't that just goes back to black owned, and cancel culture often affects black people too, because
it may affect us.
I mean, I feel like they pick these little things, like, oh, the picture of Aunt Jemima is offensive, so we're going to take it off the bottle. And I'm like, no, I don't give a crap about that. And that's not what we're talking about. You don't get off that easy. You don't get to fix the picture and put a Black Lives Matter banner on your website and then you're done with us. You let me know when your board is half black, when you have CEOs in your company that are black, when the majority of your franchises are owned by black people, then I will believe that you really, really are behind the black people. This cancel culture makes it too easy. It lets them off too easy. That's
But
not
you
what we're
know
talking
what?
about.
When you have black people like Jay-Z that try to get on the all majority non-black board to try to make a difference or a change, it's his own people, our own people that be ridiculing you.
Yeah.
Our own people. I'm just saying.
Just like they did.
We need more of us in order to make change. We need more of us to be on the boards in the NFL committee or whatever committee. You know what I'm saying? Like we need more of us to be on the boards, right?
Yeah, but see, the problem is Jay-Z could not have gotten into the NFL if he had, done whatever all the black people wanted him to do. Now, they wanted him to say he was going to hire Colin Kaepernick and that he was going to get him back into football. Well, if Jay-Z did say that, there's no way the NFL is going to let him in. So just the controversy itself probably blew the deal up, and we never did find out whether Jay-Z was going to do it or not. But because of the back and forth and backbiting, it blew the whole deal up.
Fresh said Prince wasn't gay. Fresh, and you know what? I don't know. I agree with you, and I agree with my son. I'm just gonna let it go. My son can be very convincing, Fresh. My son can be very convincing.
I think he may have been a drag queen, but I don't.
I think my son is being raised to be an alpha male. Like his father is a straight up alpha male.
As he should be.
Yeah, and I think he raising my son to be like that. Like I mean that bad. I don't know if I should say it like this. I don't want to take it offensive. Like knowing, I guess, a man's role and a man's place and kind of teaching him how to be a man more so. But an alpha male. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when my son
his job. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
So my son see the little sequin shirts at his age. He don't understand what the hell a metrosexual is. He don't understand all of those terms. But he's a man, but he's just a little feminine. He's gonna be like, Mom, what the hell is feminine? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? But he don't understand all that stuff. For him, he's being raised to be an alpha male. And for him, we are supposed to not, I guess you could say, be borderline or cross over to what a woman's supposed to do and how she's supposed to look, or I don't know. Y'all get what I'm trying to say.
And a lot of the clothes that they wear are part of the show. It's like a costume almost.
Yeah,
see Prince walking around with his butt hanging out.
A lot of young kids nowadays in this culture, they be wearing tight jeans. I mean, the skinniest tight jeans I've ever seen with floods, and they pants be flooded. Okay, you be seeing some young kids wearing kilts. I mean, young boys wearing little kilts and stuff. I mean, I just wouldn't allow my child. I don't want to raise my kids up to be like, it's really no. I'm just not.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, Malika. That's your decision, for your family. It's not like you're saying they can't do it. So it's okay for you to not agree to it and not want, that's not how I want my child. Some people, some families have words that are curse words that other families say all the time, all day. It doesn't make either of you wrong. It just makes you different, which thank God we all are.
Right. Exactly. Because we got 3 girls and 3 boys in this house. You know what I'm saying? And so we kind of we kind of do the girls versus boy thing. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. So yeah, he just makes sure his son just understanding at a young age. His father feel like it's not okay, and some parents is different, but his dad feel like it's not okay. It's not okay to go in there and put on your mama's shoes, and even if you is only 9 years old and
your pearls,
and your pearls and stuff, and seeing diamonds and pearls.
Oh my God, I love that song so much.
I do too, but I'm just my favorite is Kiss, but I'm just saying.
Well, Malika, what if your daughter wanted to play football?
My daughter do want to play football. She did want to play football.
Well, see, there you go.
She did want to play football, but then I'm like my husband, I wouldn't allow her.
Interesting.
I wouldn't allow her. Yeah, I'm kind of like him. I would not allow her to play football. She did want to play football. I had a daughter. My oldest daughter wanted to play basketball, and I forced her into cheerleading, and she quit after the first week.
Oh no, Malika,
Start
you're
playing
not one of
ball.
those moms.
Start playing ball. I
Oh,
learned that you can't force
Malika.
them into what you want them to do and let them find their own way. I did understand that, but my little one playing football, I wasn't for that. I didn't want her to get hurt playing football, so that was more the reason why I said no. Yo, I'm old school.
Well, you know what? I can't say nothing because Christopher wanted to play football, and I said absolutely not. First of all, because basketball was his main sport, and I didn't want him playing football and end up getting hurt and mess up his scholarship opportunities. That was my problem because I would go to the shows to watch my extended sons play, and I saw people get hurt every game. Freak accidents where, they're breaking legs and breaking arms and fingers and stuff just by going for the ball or tackling somebody. It's a dangerous sport. So to have my little girl playing with boys, I don't think I would either.
Shut up, brother. Don't come on here with your stuff. You know what? I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I'm just like that. Like, I'm old fashioned. I'm old school. I was raised by two grandmothers. You know what I'm saying? I was raised by two grandmothers, and I kind of carry on that in my children. You know what I'm saying? And so, and my husband, he was raised by his dad. It's not a lot of time you meet men that was raised by dad. So my husband, he was raised by his father. His mother ended up doing, I make fun of him when I say this. I say, your mother did like the girl did on, what's the name of that movie, Boys in the Hood? She took you to go live with your daddy. She said, I can't do this. You don't let him raise you. But his dad got him straight, and his dad taught him what he needed to teach him to be a man, not to be a street N-I-G-G-A, but a man. And right. So I thank God that his mother did that and let his father raise him, because that's what he's installing in my boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think up until a certain age, when they're little, I think they need their mother and that nurturing and that kissing. That's what gives them empathy for the rest of their lives. That's what lets them feel what love actually feels like, so that when they're older, they'll recognize it. But after that certain time, it becomes coddling, and I think it becomes disabling to a boy. So it's good for a man to have him at that time when he's supposed to transition from mommy's baby into a man.
Yeah, because I think we allow, like, if we turn our heads to certain things, and then now you have it to where your child gonna be trying to genderify himself. You know what I'm saying? Well, he gonna be telling you what he or she is. And I just think that sometimes we allow room for confusion if we don't kind of straighten it out at a young age. You know, I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
And I was gonna say this, but I didn't want to interrupt you guys. With me, about the fathers being so important. With me, I have two boys. What I taught them was how to treat a female, treat them like you want your mom to be treated. Treat her like a queen, like she's supposed to be. If she's dogging you out and all that stuff, of course not. But that's what I taught them. I didn't know anything about teaching them about being an alpha man. Thank God both of them turned out to be like that. But I that's not something that I taught them. Because
that's because they had other male figures in their life. It wasn't like they didn't have any other male, role models. The family is full of strong alpha males that they had constant contact with. It's just more ideal to have that in the home, close at hand. But we definitely can do it. We just make sure that they have that access to what we want them to end up being.
Right. And thank you.
Yeah.
Anytime, baby.
I mean, if you've done it, because the Bible say, teach them the way they should go. If you teach them the way they should go, if you give them all the tools, if you give them all the opportunity, and they still go astray, they still do their own thing, then hey, what can you say? What can you do? You know what I'm saying? But
honey, I don't stress out of stuff. I don't worry about things I can't control. My daddy's told me if I can't control the situation, then don't worry about it. And that made so much sense to me. Don't stress out about it if you can't change it. If you can't control it, if you can't change it or control it, then that's not your battle, that you have to fight as somebody else's battle.
Exactly. Now that's what, and I'm glad we kind of touching on this too, because I did I'm think I'm gonna start doing podcasts, because I do little personal podcasts, little private podcasts. Don't nobody hear but just me. But
we'll be there, girl. We'll be there.
Yeah, I'm thinking
we'll be watching. We'll be watching.
But I'm thinking about doing it and talking about, like, not just news, but just certain subjects, things that we need to talk about. Like, why do people tell you to stay out their business, but they always inserting you in their business? They always putting you in their business. Like, I have people
always telling you their business.
Like, I have people, okay, fans, like, the reason why I say this is I have people who I don't contact on a day-to-day basis. Like, I'm fine with just talking, hearing from them maybe once, twice a year, just to know that they okay. Like, I'm serious. I'm fine with just them once, twice a year, knowing that they okay. But I have people every so often will reach out to me with all of their burdens, all of their problems. I mean, if I had to talk to them in 6 months, they giving me a 6-month rundown. Okay. And then I'm drawn into your life, into your world, your issues, your everything you got going on. I'm the kind of person that if you say you hungry, I'm not gonna just give you $5 and say, here, go buy yourself something to eat and walk away. I'm the kind of person, if you come to me and you say you hungry, I'm gonna give you $5 and tell you go buy you something to eat. And I'm also gonna try to help you figure out a way that you'll never be hungry again.
Right.
That's the kind of person I am. I'm gonna literally take some time for me and you to sit down and figure out how can you never go hungry again.
That's right. Give a man a fish.
Coping tools.
Huh?
Giving them coping tools.
And people take advantage of me. They take advantage of me when it comes to that. They take advantage of me. And so then when you try to help people out, you try to help them out as much as you can do, then all of a sudden you're not needed, you're not wanted. Why you even, then you might be saying some stuff like, hey, well, maybe if you work on your finances a little bit better. Okay, say for instance, like, you can give them the cheeseburger and the $5 and tell them to go eat, right? You can, but a lot of times they don't want you to sit down and teach them how to not go hungry again. Y'all get what I'm saying? Now you're doing too much meddling. I only came to you so you can give me $5 and send me on my way so I can eat. I didn't come to you for you to lecture me or help me to try to not go hungry again. So when you do that, then you're doing too much. Stay out my business. Damn it, I didn't need to be in your business in the beginning. You pulled me in.
Absolutely.
Right. Am I rambling? Am I rambling, or is it just me?
No, you are absolutely, you are absolutely right. And if you pay close attention, it's usually most of the drama you're involved in is drama that you did not seek out and get into yourself. It usually is somebody coming to you about something, and then somehow it ends up being you're the problem. All of a sudden, somehow it's ridiculous.
Why do we do that to each other? Like, why do we do that? Why do we do that to each other? Why do we not take the time? Because I'm the kind of person that, and I feel like everybody should be like this. We only have so much time in a day. All right. We live off time. Okay. You don't have enough time to be in my business. I don't have enough time to be in your business. I have a full plate and I don't have enough to take on your stuff too. My plate is already
clearly some people do. I think that's the problem. Some people do have all the time in the world and have no life of their own, so they somehow have to attach themselves like a leech to your life.
But the thing is, your work, your time should be invested on how to figure your life out, because you ain't figured everything out about your life. You see what I'm saying? So if you take the time out to figure out your finances, how to get you a husband if you ain't got one, how to learn to be happy and single if that's what you choose to do, you got to figure stuff out about your life, because your life ain't all figured out. So with you figuring out your life, and you got stuff on you, because that is the stuff on your plate. See, people think that they don't have no life or nothing to do. You should figure your life out. Figure your life out. Figure out why you wake up every day and you don't get out that bed. Figure your life out. You know what I'm saying? Like that takes time, that takes energy. Figure your stuff out.
Yeah, concentrate on the board in your eye and get away from the stitch in mine.
Oh my God, because I'm telling you, that's a full-time job. It's a full-time job for me, for instance. It's a full-time job for me to find out how to be the best wife I can be. To get the tools, because I'm always learning something about myself and about my marriage that I can change up, switch up, and make better. So that's a full-time job for me to learn how to be the perfect. I want to be the perfect wife. I want to be the perfect mother. And I'm not saying that I can be perfect, but I've strived for perfection. I don't care with nobody. I strive for perfection in everything I do. Can't nobody tell me less, period. So it takes a full-time job for me to learn how to be the best mother I can be, to learn how to balance a whole household with 6 people and 2 dogs. Okay, to learn how to balance a whole business. That takes a lot. So I'm just like, what? I don't have room for your garbage. And I'm still trying to figure out my life.
I think a lot of it, it's gotten a lot worse since COVID because people are stuck in the house with basically nothing to do. That's how I found out a lot about a whole nother like universe. I knew about the KJ community and stuff, but I didn't realize there's like over like 40,000 different sectors or something crazy like that on YouTube. They have a sector for everything.
And then you got people on YouTube that literally spend time just evaluating everybody else, and like I can't imagine my nose being all up in everybody else's business. I just think about I could be doing something else with that time. I'm just saying.
Yeah. There's always something I can.
Like this right here is enough for me to have to research these stories or read these stories. This is enough for me right here. And you know what I'm saying? And to be able to touch bases with y'all and communicate with y'all, this is my outreach. This right here.
Yeah, if they concentrated on something like this, they wouldn't be bothered about dragging you into whatever is going on in their life. They'd be too busy.
You'll be too busy with your own stuff. But anyway, I don't know why we like that. I don't know why we so quick to cancel each other out. I don't know why we, hate on each other so tough. Like I don't know why we why we don't want to give people space. Freedom to be them, freedom to be creative. Like it's just, I don't know, it's a lot. But anyway, I had to vent for a few minutes since we had a few minutes.
Oh, you good? Get the way.
Because I'm really dealing with that. I'm really dealing with that to where I'm pulling myself back, and I'm just like, no.
Sometimes you just gotta tell somebody, you just gotta vent it and get another opinion. It makes you feel better to know you ain't the only one and you ain't crazy.
Right.
Oh,
to know that you're not the only one going through it or feeling the way that you feel.
So what is our would you rather question, Dee?
Okay, this is a really, really, really interesting one. Would you rather be attractive and poor or unattractive and rich?
Unattractive. You said I'm first? Would I rather be unattractive and poor?
Right.
And attractive and rich?
Right.
Wait a minute.
No, I'm saying it wrong.
That don't sound right.
Yeah,
no, you're right.
Would I rather be attractive and poor and unattractive and rich?
Right.
Attractive and poor. Okay.
That's not how you said it the first time.
I had to say it again because I said to myself, that don't sound right. I had to say it again. Yeah, because I know when you asked me the first time, I'm thinking to myself like, hell, I'm already attractive and poor.
Yeah, I already did that. Don't like that. Maybe
that's me already. So it wouldn't be nothing that changed. I'm attractive and I'm poor. So, but although I'm attractive and I'm poor, I know how to hustle. Okay.
And you're not poor.
Huh?
You're not poor.
I am poor.
But I'm putting it out in the atmosphere.
Yeah, I'll put that out on YouTube.
How about that? How about that? How about that?
I got you.
YouTube needs to know I'm poor.
YouTube
needs to know I'm very poor.
Yeah.
I don't day with nobody. YouTubers. I am poor.
Yeah, no, that's right. Nobody knocking on my door.
Yeah. So, in the fact that I'm already in that little box right there, and I'm still surviving. but no. Because of the question you asked me, Didi, I think I would be able to get money with my looks. I think if I was rich, I think if I was pretty or attractive but poor, I think I would be able to use my attractiveness to get some money.
Right.
So I couldn't walk around unattractive. I don't know. I don't think I think
See, I'm with Jennifer. I agree with Jennifer. If I'm
me
unattractive
too,
and I got
unattractive. I would
money,
be Didi, I could not perform if I felt because okay, look, for me, if I felt like I was unattractive, I would probably lack confidence, right? I would probably not be confident and this is just my opinion, y'all. It don't come for me. So me personally, because I know me, if I felt that I wasn't attractive, I would probably lack confidence. And I can't work. I can't make nothing happen. I can't be a magnet to get money if I'm not confident. So me, I would rather be cute and poor because you best believe somewhere down the line, my cute self gonna get some money. Go ahead.
I agree with Jennifer that if you have the money, you can get plastic surgery and you can get attractive and you got money. So then you have the confidence and then you're all good. So I would rather have the money and have to fix the unattractive part.
But you ugly and you ugly all underneath.
Yeah, but also, sometimes people don't care what you look like if you're rich.
Hey, you gonna just be finessed through life, huh? Ugly and rich.
That's it. That's it.
I hear you, Didi. What would you say?
Fresh, it's unattractive and rich or attractive and poor.
Yes.
We don't want you to be unattractive and poor, baby.
Oh, baby.
Unattractive and rich. Yeah.
I mean, because I think we all prefer to be attractive and rich.
Right.
But Cynthia, you ain't tell us which one you would choose.
I didn't, did I? That's hard for me because my thing goes back to how people, like if you're unattractive and rich, do people just want you for your money? If you are good looking and poor, are they just with you because of your looks?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really don't know how I would answer that. I'm happy with me. That's something I don't think I can answer for real.
Well, I think Kim, she says she doesn't like the word unattractive. It's funny that you mentioned that because before we went on, we actually had two other words and we changed it.
But you know what? I think.
So there you go. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
But you know what? I think beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I think that what's unattractive to me might not be what's unattractive to you.
Oh, good.
Exactly.
Point.
Yeah. So that's why I speak with confidence. You know what I'm saying about more with confidence because I feel like lack of confidence is unattractive.
Confidence and self-esteem.
Yeah, lacking confidence and lacking self-esteem to me is so. That's why I said if I was unattractive, for me, my confidence will go away. Because even if I feel like I'm attractive, I'm sure other people feel like I'm not. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And it's really pretty much what you feel as if it's attractive or unattractive. However, I do feel that what Cynthia said is, are you with somebody because you are just attracted to them and nothing else, because they're beautiful and nothing else? But I think I would rather have somebody attracted to me for my beauty than my money.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
In that sense right there.
Marty, don't come for me.
Who came for you?
Marty, he told me don't split hairs.
Kim, I don't like the word poor.
I know that's right. I hate that word.
I don't even like that word. Hell, I wish that word was completely removed from the earth.
Right.
Ain't no poor people.
Oh Lord. Oh my goodness.
But for real though. Yeah, but that's my take on it. But Cynthia, I think Cynthia had to get like real deep on this, and so she couldn't even answer the question.
Right. Right.
She had to get extra deep on this.
I mean, I get the conundrum. I definitely get the conflict, but I mean, it really is 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. It does boil down to who you are inside from the
Right.
beginning. And Malika, you're right to a certain extent. If you grow up unattractive, that's not confidence that you're going to be able to build just because you're pretty. I mean, you've already lost the ability to believe in yourself, no matter what you look like.
Yeah, and I've known people to actually get cosmetic surgery and stuff and still not happy with themselves. Most of them are not. That's why they keep getting it.
Yeah.
Because they are never satisfied.
They're not happy with who they are. They're trying to change their outside look because they don't like who they are.
Do you know anybody that you look at and you say, oh my God, they was prettier before the cosmetic surgery?
Yes.
Michael Jackson.
Who you say?
Michael Jackson.
Okay, I agree with you on that. I say Lil' Kim.
Absolutely.
I say Lil' Kim is one. Who is another one? Like it was some celebrities to me that was already beautiful before they started messing with themselves.
Yeah.
You know, and fixing their nose, and the nose be the first to go. Yo, why do the nerves?
I know, right?
Because
the nose
that's
is the first one to get hit, and the second one is your lips. Everybody wants big lips now.
Right.
They get rid of the nose. I mean, they get rid of the nose, but they get rid of the stomach. Like the fat nose, they like, I'm gonna get rid of the fat nose, but I get rid of the fat stomach. The fat nose, I hate the word fat too. How about we not say fat, poor, or what's the other one? We can just take them completely out of the dictionary. But no, seriously, the nose, it be the first to go before the stomach, before the body. They get the nose.
I think that's because it's in the middle of your face, and it's probably what's most representative of your culture than any other thing on your body.
So are you trying to cancel our culture by canceling your nose?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. If I had the money and I felt like I didn't like it, I would get plastic surgery. I would definitely do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes I like you and sometimes I don't.
I know, girl.
Ain't nothing wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with you.
We had that relationship, but we make it work.
Absolutely, girl. That's right. That's absolutely right. Yeah.
Because if I was somebody close to you, I would not approve of you getting no dang on nose job.
Oh, she would have to do it without me knowing about it.
I was gonna say you wouldn't be alone. Yeah.
Well, yeah. What I would do though, I would definitely get my breasts done, and that's probably about it for me. And the reason why, because of health concerns, like they too heavy. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm dead serious though. Like, but other than that, like who I am, like what I look like, who I am, I wouldn't want to change anything about who I look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. My nose and stuff, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm okay with my nose and stuff. But if I wasn't okay with my nose, would I change it? I don't know. I know a girl that actually said that they talked about her fat nose and she changed it. And she said they talked about she had some scars and stuff from an accident. And she said she had them removed or fixed or whatever. And so she said they talked about something else. She was thick, you know, how she was built. And she got a whole 360 body done. And she said then when she got done with everything, they talked about how she don't look the same no more.
Really?
I believe that. I definitely.
So now the talk of the town is, what did she do to herself?
Mm-hmm.
You don't even look like yourself no more. So the problem is pleasing people. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The problem is actually trying to please other people and always trying to please the naysayers because they gonna say this and they gonna say that, and then you do all of this and that to please them, and at the end of the day, they still gonna be talking.
They'll find something to talk to you about.
So my suggestion, if you change anything about yourself, make sure you're doing it for you,
right,
and not for other people.
Right.
Yeah. It's like
because I was teased as a child.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Cindy.
I was teased as a child about my big lips, and now people are paying for big lips. Go figure.
Yeah, it's just like the Dr. Seuss story with the Lorax or whatever with the stars upon the earth, where half the little creatures had stars, and so they were better than everybody. And this guy came into town and could put stars on your belly. So the ones that didn't have it went in, and so the ones that did have it at first was like, okay, well now we're going to take them off, and they just kept going in and out and in and out of this machine, so they couldn't figure out who initially had it and what. And turns out that the only one that came out ahead was the little man that charged everybody for the stars.
Right. And I agree with Fresh. Beauty comes with self-love. You can be to the world the ugliest person in the world.
I think that's what I was trying to say, because I've seen some. I think that he said it. That's exactly what I was trying to say, because I've seen some people, for example, and we all know, I've seen people in our mind, or it's not attractive, right? In our mind,
mm-hmm. Right.
But in their mind, they are the baddest thing walking. Have y'all not seen them before?
And that's confidence. That's that confidence and self-love.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's confidence. So it might not be attractive to me, but hey, you like it, I love it.
Gentlemen, I'm gonna need y'all to come back next week because I just got something. I'm not gonna say what it is, but somebody sent me something, and they were saying that they would take big lips over no behind. In other words.
Oh, well, that's just great. Thanks for that.
I think we're gonna we might make our would you rather for the guys next week, and would you rather have a woman with big breasts and no?
Well, let's ask that now. Why we gotta wait till next week? Ask that
because we gotta do Juneteenth.
Juneteenth.
No, I'm saying let's ask that for the fellas now. For the fellas that's in there.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep. All right. So, gentlemen. Would you rather have a female with big boobies and no butt, or a big butt and no boobies?
That's really good.
Or would you rather have a woman with beauty and no brains, or brains and not beauty?
Oh, that's good too.
That's a good one.
Yes, it is.
Deep in the rabbit hole today.
So we ain't saying unattractive. We saying just a woman with brains, but really not
plain.
You're saying she ain't attractive.
No, but plain. Like she's not a movie star model.
Or you not attracted to her personally. She got brains. And she can help you build the empire. She'll be a good mom. She got some wisdom. She a good woman at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? She got a good head on her shoulders. She's somebody take her to the mama. She's somebody taking home to mama, but the attraction is not really there. She's not attractive. Right. Or would you have somebody who you attracted to, but just was like a Kelly Bundy?
Oh gosh, blonde hair moment. I have those.
I went a little too far to Kelly Bundy. I'm sorry.
That is a lot. Yeah.
I just thought that if I said that, they would get the point quicker than me just running it all down like I just did.
That's a good question though, because she was gorgeous, but she was dumb as a box of rocks.
As a box of rocks. Okay, so let's read Antoine Miles' comment. He said, I had women tell me that, but your heart is the key. That's the most attractive thing about me. Be true, win a woman's heart straight up, present yourself truthfully, and let her make her choice. Amen.
Oh man, can we clone Antoine?
That is the truth right there. And and you know what he's saying to the fellas, I say to the ladies too, to my single ladies, my single friends, I say the same thing to them. Be truthful. Don't let them find out later on down the line what they gonna get. Let them know your expectations, what you expect of him. Go ahead and put all that stuff out on the first few dates. I mean, because don't waste my time.
If you're honest, you don't have to worry about trying to keep up a facade, and then things will build up and things will explode and get really bad. Me and my friend out the gate said that we're going to be honest with each other 100%. Even if we might get hurt by it or whatever, we'll talk it through. I love being in a mature relationship where the person that I talk to is not always wanting to argue about something or bring something up, or it's good to be an adult. It's wonderful being an adult relationship, for real.
Yes, it really is. Me and my husband did the same thing. We said we was just gonna be truthful, no, no skeletons, no hat, nothing, just be 100, because we all go through life and we mess up. We have mistakes, we learn along the way. You know what I'm saying? So why not just do 1,000? And then when I got with him, I was 20. I was still young. I got married in my early 20s. So I'm going through life with you. I'm gonna stumble. I'm gonna mess up along the way. I'm gonna do some stuff I probably shouldn't have did. But don't judge me. Don't ridicule me. Don't cut me off. Let's talk through it. Let's go through it, and vice versa. You are too.
Right.
I dated this guy, and we used to call it date night. Like every couple of weeks, we would get some wine and something good to eat, and we would sit down, and that's when we would talk about the things that made us mad or concerned us the past 2 weeks. So neither one of us were mad. We weren't defensive. We knew that this conversation was going to be coming and that we might hear some things that'll be hurtful. But because we made it such a chill environment, it was easy for us to talk to each other and say, it hurt my feelings when you didn't call me when you wasn't coming home the other day. And he's not defensive, you're not angry. So if you do that, I think keep the communication going. I don't see how it can fail.
Right. Okay. Well, Kim, we're gonna read your question and we try to respond to it and speak on it before we go ahead and get off. Because you want to know, the question is, why do people feel the way they do? Who defines attractive, ugly, etc.? Who made them feel that way? Do anybody want to respond to that? Up on the screen too, so people.
I want to know what's normal. That's my thing. None of us are normal. All of us have some type of thing going on with us. It's the world has defined, like back in the day, you had to be blonde, blue-eyed, with a Coke bottle shape to be a star in Hollywood. They just started making it where heavier people can be in movies, and the ones that aren't really attractive can be the lead in a movie and stuff. So things are starting to change, but I think that, again, the Caucasian people have a lot to do with who's defining everything going on in the world.
Yeah, because the media, what you see and what they say is attractive and what's beautiful is what people, buy into. So what you are bombarded with on TV is an image of whatever that person making the money from that image wants you to think is pretty, because they want you to buy their product. And they're saying, hey, if you buy our product, you can, drive this car and be with this lovely woman. And, so to me, again, that's why Black people and other brown people have to show their culture to their children themselves. You can't expect them to watch Nickelodeon and Disney Channel 24 hours a day and believe that they're as pretty as the little white girl that they see on the TV show.
Yeah.
I totally agree with everybody said. And Jennifer, it starts at home. Your parents telling you you self-love and confident. Your parents telling you that you're beautiful. And I think that's like she said, that's where it starts. That's the ultimate thing, because it's like no matter what they try to tell us what beauty look like, it's all about what you know. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've seen people who the world may say is too heavy or too dark or too whatever, and they not letting that what the world say get to them.
Right.
And they walk and they move and they operate in confidence. You know, and to me, the confidence speaks 1,000 words. Like to me, confidence is what shows your beauty and who you are. And you know what I'm saying? And it starts from at home. Because I let my children know that we all don't look alike. Nobody is the same. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is different. We are all built different. We all look different. All of us are different colors. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is the same.
No, yeah, but even our disagreements about shades and light skin and dark skin, all of that, even that goes back to how the white men treated us during slavery. You know, the darker slaves were in the field and the lighter slaves were, inside and were treated, differently. So, what did that tell us? It tell us, well, they must be better than us somehow. And we're still at this point perpetuating that. We've gotten a lot better, thank God. But we're still to a certain extent, talking about good hair and bad hair. And, it's something that we need to get past. That's where the self-love will come from.
Right. Yeah.
Somebody told me there's no such thing as good and bad hair. Everybody's got good hair if it's on their head, something to that effect.
I'm a believer that whatever you have that might be a unique look or mark or whatever of yourself, make it work. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like, make it work. Work that thing out. You know what I'm saying? Like if you are on the little heavier side or whatever, and be the baddest heavy woman walking. You know what I'm saying? Like
there you go.
Make it.
Yes, absolutely. I love that Tony song at the beginning. He says, "If the shoe fits, wear the wig too."
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, make it work. I mean, I've had stages in my life where I just wasn't all the way comfortable with myself, but I was never drop my confidence or my crown in front of nobody.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's what makes you ugly. A person that got to walk around with their head held down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They feet dragging. Like, no.
Right.
Yeah.
This was definitely a good conversation. Hopefully something that we can always come back to and come on more and speak on more about. So, and thank you, whoever sent that question in to Cynthia. Thank you guys. If you guys want to send us any more topics, anybody want to send us some topics to discuss, send it to the Queens Roundtable at gmail.com. And it's Queens with a Z. Roundtable at Gmail, and we will get it and we'll incorporate it into a show. So we'll come back in 2 weeks, and in 2 weeks we're going to do a Tulsa special because we want to make sure we do it in the month of June. And I don't know if we're going to do. Did we say we're going to do a full special, or we were just going to do? Have y'all?
I think we can just touch on it.
Okay. So maybe
you don't want to do like an hour.
Second half. We'll just dedicate like the whole second half to kind of like speaking on it or touching on it, or however we'll kind of think of it. But if y'all want to bring something to the table or read up on it or whatever, go ahead and do so now. So we'll just do like a half a show dedicated to it next week, or talk about it for a couple hours. So that should be interesting.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. I'm sorry. Not saying
You're good. You're good. I said, want nobody looking for us next week.
Yep. So we're all
happy Juneteenth to everybody. Make sure you do something good for Black people on Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth, everybody, on the 19th of this month.
Yes, I'm gonna end it with this too. What Jennifer said: we are all beautiful in God's eyes. He made us in His image and in His likeness.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Peace to all in the chat. Back to work. Thank you for coming, Fresh Ain't Dead. Thank everybody for coming. We getting ready to go.
Thanks, Kimmy. Thanks, Chrissy. Thanks, everybody.
Yes,
thanks, everybody.
And fellas, we will get to y'all and ask y'all this question again. I forgot about it, Denise. I just seen your private chat.
Well, I just told him happy Juneteenth. It's fine. It's the 19th. Do something good for somebody black on that day. That's all.
Juneteenth is June 19th. Do something good for somebody. Let me ask y'all this too before I get off. Is that a day that we don't shop? Let me know.
No, that's the day that the very last slaves were freed. 2 years after slavery was abolished, there were slaves in Texas who didn't know who were still living as slaves. And on June 19th, the Union Army went and told them, "You're free." And so they were the very last slaves freed.
But no, we normally have a blackout for a week. I know that's what you were talking about. I don't think it would be Juneteenth. I think it's Independence Day week or something like that.
Okay, that's why
4th of July. I'm gonna have to look into it.
After she said all that, I was about to say, well, Didi, still don't know whether or not I should shop
that. Well, I don't. We usually have cookouts or picnics or something, so I think we're still shopping.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just know it was one of those days that we decided to do like she said, a blackout and not shop.
We should do them just in general once a month. We would cripple this country.
Oh my God, you will cripple me. Anyway, have a good evening.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Everybody in 2 weeks. Thank you for coming out.
Have a great evening.
And hanging with the queens.